Welcome back to Seaopolis 2, episode 15 we should be on, and I've done quite a bit off camera. A lot has changed. Not so much when we're looking this way, but when we turn around this side, we've got quite a bit done. So it quickly became apparent in the last episode that I would have to expand quite a bit to get the cognizant dusts made. So I plucked down, what have we got here? It's sort of 2, 4, 5, so that's 10, 20, 30, 45, 50 elite hopper botany pots with Inferium seeds in. Now, rather than use storage drawers directly underneath, we're simply pulling out with pipes, item pipes, into these two storage drawers here. This one being locked with a void upgrade in. And that's actually full now, and then this one doesn't have any upgrades in it, and it immediately pipes into this crafter, which crafts into prudentium and then into the tertium essence that we need for this process here. And that's created a nice surplus. This drawer here has 3 storage upgrades in. I'm gonna have to watch out for that because eventually it'll fill up. I've also expanded on the earth, fire, wind and air essences, and I've put we had 4 of these last episode. I've put another 4 on top and another 4 on this back side here, utilizing the same laser IO node for extracting from each one, and they go into that chest here, which are limited to a stack each. But as you can see, this process here, that's currently what we're actually waiting for. I think it's the fire essence that always ends up seemingly to be less. So this setup here, I'm going to have to expand on it a lot more. I think what I may do is create a floor above the Inferium seeds, and then expand on this a lot. But I'll do that off camera because no point doing it on camera. So that's stage 1. As you can see from here, initially these essences filled this chest up, so I had to limit the input of these. Now I'll show you how I did that just quickly. We've done this before, did it in the last episode. So I think let's find out which one it is. Is it? No, that's the dust. So it's this one here. So you use a counting filter in this top slot, and then you put in, so in my case, a stack of each of the essences, including the tertium essence, because otherwise all that 3,700 would come across into this chest and fill it up, and there'd be no room for anything else. So that's something else that we did. The other major change that I've done, I'll tell you what I did do is I added a second click machine here. So the Sculking transformation powder comes up underneath, and then that basically doubled that up, and we've now only got 20k left of the improved transformation powder, but it's still a whopping 65,000. In fact, I think that's full. Yeah, it is. Probably could do with some more upgrades in that. So that's still running, creating our gold and silver metals. I did tidy up this section up here, and I moved the pebbles across to that side and put them on top. I removed the coal as well and replaced the one that already had coal in here with the compacting drawer that we had up here. You'll also notice that this has changed. Our furnaces that we had here have gone, and what I did was created 4 rows of 3 solar cookers, and these are connected via laser nodes for importing. Now I did some that they're currently exporting, I think, not imported. Yeah, they're exported. I haven't actually sorted out any to import apart from 4, these 2 and then the 2 behind it, and these are doing the silver and gold from that system over there, from the Sculking powder. The rest haven't actually got anything hooked up to them. We're going to be doing that shortly within this episode. So the reason for that is because I've run out of tiny coal. that we are getting tiny coal over here from the cognizant transformation powder that we're running over that side. But I thought, well, we may as well go solar. I mean, this although it's probably slower than doing other methods, it's power free and it's fuel free, and with these shining blocks of diamond above, then they'll run day and night, so that shouldn't be a problem. We have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7 metal pieces along the top and 3 metal pieces up the side there, so we've got 10 metal pieces that we need to auto craft and throw into these. And I think what I'm going to do is, because we've got 12 of these, I'm going to have one furnace solar cooker per metal type, and then the last 2 will get all the metal types. So then that's the last 2 can sort of round robin between whatever's left. Initially they're going to all be full, because obviously I've built a backlog up for this. You'll see there's about 1,000 pieces. Yeah, it's about 1,000 pieces in each one. So that's that. So the other thing I did was I took this sieve system out that was here. Remember, we had a 3x3 sieve system. It was only doing gravel, so I replaced that with the flux sieve. So this flux sieve now is doing the gravel, and they go basically down there and into these. So this stone here is continually topped up, as is the flint, and the stone pebbles are still used in this process way over here. As you can see there's still stone pebbles in that, so we need to keep that running. I don't believe I did anything down here apart from adding these blocks above the barrels, which I forgot last time, and these filled up with water and stopped producing the cognizant organic fluid. This is the same, that should be empty. So what I do with this system here, I just bring a couple of stacks of the cognizant powder across. In fact, I'll do it quickly now. This actually splits into 3, so the cognizant dust splits into 3. Now there are 3 processes that require cognizant dust, but I believe 2 of them we can make mystical agricultural seeds for later, so we're not going to need them as much for that. And that's all I do there, is just put a couple of stacks in, and that will generate the cognizant organic matter for a bit, which chucks basically all that lot in there, and then that goes across to our storage drawers over there. Let's see, what else did I do off camera? Don't think I did anything. Well, that was quite a lot. I have spent quite a bit AFK while stuff built up. That's why we have, you know, there's 1600, and there would have been 1600, but I've just taken them out, and there's about 1500. That's why we've built up quite a lot of cognizant dust in this system. But these ones here are currently holding us up. These don't produce enough. So that we shall expand on. But the first thing I want to do today is get these auto crafting and out of this system. Oh, there is something else I did. Sorry, to go back. I put down a load of these laser connectors for laser I/O, and they actually, these ones were already in, but I expanded on this, and they now go all the way around the base. And there's a loop here, and that's the one that goes into the furnaces. So there's a loop under here, and they go all the way along here into that system, and then all the way down here up to this one. So this is right at the back corner where the sieve is. So that was the other thing I did. There's not a lot hooked up to that system just yet, but I've got plans to use it to transfer items around the around the base, really. So the first thing we're going to do is autocraft these. I'm going to do it over here because the output of this system will go into these solar cookers. What I'm going to use is a little device that you get very early on in the game. I'm going to need those, that, and some energy pipes. And that is this Flux Compactor. Now, if we look at the quests, the Flux Compactor you get, I believe, somewhere very near the top. Let's have a look. Yeah, Bronze Age, just here. As you can see there, you've got the sequential fabricator, which you have to make, and then the Flux Compactor here. And the Flux Compactor basically has 2 sequential fabricators in, some aluminium ingots, and then just a crafting table. So that you get fairly early on. Now, the first thing, there's 2 things you need to know about this block. If you go in JEI, or just, yeah, and press U, you'll see there's a second page here with information on. And a lot of people miss this when they're using the Flux Compactor. By default, it outputs into an inventory below it, but you can change that. So it does tell you here, we'll take items from the internal inventory and place the outputs into inventory below. Upgrades can be added to increase the number of items processed at once. The block can be disabled by a redstone signal, and most importantly, the output side can be configured by shift right clicking with an ex nihilo hammer, which I've got one on me just here. And you'll know if it's an ex nihilo hammer, as you can see in blue, right at the bottom of that tooltip there, it says ex nihilo sequentia, so that's the right hammer. Now I'm going to put this down just here, and I'm going to take my hammer and I'm going to shift right click on that side, and as you can see there, it changes blue. So this is now the output side, not the block below it. And all I'm going to do here is pop a chest down next to it, so it will output into that chest. Now I need to, this thing needs power, so it runs on a redstone flux. So I'm going to get underneath and hook power up to it. Hopefully it's not too far away. There is some just there, so yeah, that's fine. We don't have power hooked up to our laser I/O system at the minute, so this will have to do for now. So that should now have power, which it does. And we're going to put this gold upgrade into that upgrade slot there. So the next thing we need to do is get the items from those chests, those storage drawers over there to over here. And we're going to do that by using a laser I/O node. We're going to pop it down just there. And what we want to do here is we need to extract from this storage drawer. Now there is a laser I/O node on here, so I need to get which one is the extract side. So you can see here it's not filtered, so we're extracting on channel 0. So what we need to do here is we need to insert on channel 0. So let me just pull one card out, and I think that card actually is set to, so we need to insert channel 0, but we need to filter it, otherwise we'll get all sorts of stuff coming in. So I'm going to take one of our filters. Now we can pull from JEI, but we need to make sure we've got the right ones. Let's just have a quick look. So if we go X pieces, should be 10 here, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so long as zinc isn't one of these, which it's not, we can just pull these out now and put them into that filter. So much easier when you can do this. Then we should have 2 complete rows making 10. So let me put that one back that I had. Now the Flux Compactor only has 9 slots. So we're going to be trusting to a bit of luck here that we're always going to get one which is going to fully craft. Now because we've got this speed upgrade in, this should work. So let's put that in there. So the next thing we need to do is hook this up to our network. So we take our laser wrench, shift and right click it, and let's see what we have underneath that we can connect to. So just to that one, should do nicely. And this should now be pulling in items into the Flux Compactor. So it looks like we're going to start with copper. And there will be a bit of a backlog here, of course. So that then outputs to here. Now we need to get from here into all these solar cookers. And yeah, there's a couple of ways you can do that. We could filter it like I said earlier and have one for each one. Or we could just have our own channel. And rather than filter, did I not put that filter in this? Oh, I didn't. That was a bit lucky actually. Could have put anything in there then. We may need to go with a bigger upgrade than this one. Looking at that, this might be too slow. So this only processes 2. So if we use 2 more gold ones, you'll see there the upgrade count is 1, 2, 3. So if we used 3 of the gold upgrades, we would process, items process would move from 2 to 4 to 8. And then the RF tick cost would go up from 16 to 32 to 64. So we could do that to speed it up even more, because it's at the minute it's only doing 2 at a time, I think. Yeah, there we go, 22 to 24. If we put that in there, this work bar much quicker. I didn't quite catch that how many that did at once, so we'll just wait a second. So, oh wow, that was 16. So as you can see there, 16 processed at once. Yeah, that should be much better. That's probably faster than this could fill up normally. Right, so we need to get cracking with getting this sorted into these. So I think that's what I'll do, is what I said just now. We'll use another laser node. And for this, we want to extract. And what we'll do is, let's see what channel do we think we've got spare here. I think I'm using those. Not sure if there's anything on channel 11, so let's go with that. So we'll extract from that one on channel 11, and then we need to insert in all these on channel 11. Right, these are on a different channel because they're the ones from upstairs up there, but I'm going to change these to go insert on channel 11. That's currently in use, so we'll change this one, not that way, that way. Then all we need to do now is to connect this to the network, so we'll connect this. I think they're all connected to this node here, so we'll just go on to that, and then we just need to make sure that the only thing we're getting in is these copper pieces. So that's copper pieces, that's definitely copper pieces, as we can see. It looks like it's filling one up at a time. Oh wow, so we've got raw aluminium on there as well, and iron. So is this starting to do other things? It is. Right. So this extract that we've got on here, we need to do... Oh, it's already set to 8. Right, okay. So there's still a couple here. There we go. That's raw aluminium filling up. Now, like I said, this will have a backlog while we process all these that are on here. But it should be able to keep up. If not, we've got bigger upgrades that we can use. There's another upgrade that we can make. Just needs sort of more of this cyan terracotta. But I think for now that will suffice as long as this is staying fullish. Ooh, now then. Okay, so we've got a power problem here. That's not generating enough, or these pipes aren't transferring enough. Oh, that's empty. That's empty. That's empty. Oh, they're all empty. Oh, that's not good. Not good. Definitely not good. So even though that upgrade is actually a lot faster, it's burnt all our power up. Right, let's just quickly collect all these quests that we've got waiting. Let's see what we've got. Oh, creative organic spore. We got that from our processing cognizant matter. Is that the only thing we've got there? It is. Right. Right, that didn't take us anywhere near as long as I thought. So let's just drop one of these in these. What's it generated? So that's now generating 120 RF a tick. And we've got 5 of those, so that's 600 RF a tick, which should be enough. I would suggest that the machine is probably filling up first. And probably albeit very slowly. Now that seems to be dropping back down to 0. So I think for the time being I'll remove that upgrade. Now these are all full and we have a surplus in this chest. I'll remove the upgrade so it can maintain ticking over, doing one at a time. I'm a bit loath to add more dynamos on this system because we're very close to doing extreme reactors, and it would probably seem a waste to actually, you know, bother making more dynamos at this point in time. So let's have a look where we go from here. Now before we go down this aisle, let's skip to reactors and see whether we can actually do this and get our big reactor up and running today. So graphite bar we've also got as a recipe for mystical agriculture, but I'm sure all we do is smelt coal. We do, so we can do that. We've got 3 solars there, so let's just grab 3 stacks of coal and we can turn that into graphite. Oh, I'll tell you what I was going to do today, and while I've got that on me and these crafting tables on me, I was going to create, because I'm running backwards and forwards and you're still using, you know, basic crafting tables, and I keep running over here and picking stuff up out of there and up here from that one, and you know, from all over the place. I was going to create a very small, simple storage network system, just so I don't have to go running about all over the place and crafting from left, right and centre. So we'll do that first while those graphites are cooking. So for this, what you need is a root, simple storage network root. Oh, is that oh, didn't pick the chest up. So the root is basically the brains of the simple storage network. Now we have got quests for these which we can have a look at. They're quite a way up, just in case we get like extra pipes and stuff from it. So let's just create our network cables here, and that's just aluminium and these Invar Constantan alloys that we made ages ago. So we'll probably need a few of these, but again, let's just have a quick look. We're going to 8 from that, and we're only going to need the link cables for now. So these link cables are just 4 basic network cables and a chest in the middle. And I don't think we'll need any more than 8. Well, 9 now, seeing as it gave us one from the quest reward. Need these to get out of the way. Do we get anything else as a reward? Probably these export, these other cables we might. No. So from here we need the storage inventory. Now we don't actually need the storage inventory, but we need that to create this, which is the storage request table, which we will need. And I think we have just about enough of this Invar Constantan alloy. Probably not actually, we're going to need a lot more cables. There's another quest reward there and there. We will get the storage remote as well. Well, that's another 6. Oh, that needs a route, and right, so we need a lot more. That might be enough cables, so we're going to need to go to the storage drawer, which I actually put in the floor to give us access to more sides. Probably that storage drawer for wood and sticks. This storage drawer controller here, and I think maybe a cobble. Oh, and of course these chests. So not all of them though, because some of these have just got rubbish in them. So we have a storage request table, and what we're going to do with that is pop it in there. And you'll see that that doesn't actually have an interface until we put the route in. So I'll pop the route there, and then we can just hook up that with the cable. And now this should have an interface, yeah, and it has a crafting table on it, see. But and then what we need to do here, let's see, what which ones of these do we want? Definitely that one. Probably not that one. I think for now, what's in that stone? And that's just bits and bobs. So I think for now we'll just do these bottom 4 here. And I can do this underneath the floor actually. And then what we do here is we put link cables. So link cable there, and there, and there, and there, and connect that to our network. And now when we look inside the request table, we should be able to see all those items, and we can change the sorting on it, or what we sort by. So we'll leave it like that. So now I'm going to connect it to that storage row over there, and then I don't need all this lot that's in here. Now when we're looking here, we should have access, as you can see there, to 24,000 copper, which will be roughly what's in this storage drawer just here. And that will add on the copper, which is in this chest here, if there is any. Oh, 19. So we now have access to literally everything that's over there. And these 4 chests here just by clicking on that block. So what I'm going to do now is this chest here, I'm just going to empty my inventory in there and then take this lot. I know some of these items are not in these drawers, but if we just right click on there, that should put whatever is in there from my inventory into the relevant storage drawers. So we'll do the same with this. Definitely not any of those in there, or that, or that, or that, or that, or that. But the others maybe. Just double right click, then anything left in my inventory can go back in this chest. So these are all the specialist items that we've been making, and we can do the same with this. Lovely jubbly. And then put the items back into here. Right, so that's cleaned that up. Let's just have a quick look how we're getting on with this. Items are going out, so they must do. The only place they can go is over there. That's emptied quite nicely, so we're doing well with that. Let's make sure we're not getting stuff in here we're not supposed to be getting, which shouldn't be the case as long as we've used the correct channel and something that's not used on any of the other things. So let's just get rid of this rain again. All it ever seems to do in this world is rain every day. So with regards to the silver and gold, which is coming from over there, we can actually connect this to those storage drawers now. And the way we need to do that is so they will come into this set of drawers and they come out via this cable here. So if I just break that cable, we should see this will fill up. Oh, there's other things as well. So ender pearl fragments as well. Right, just let that run a bit and see what else we get. I don't quite remember all the different bits that we get from that. I think it's maybe just those 4 items. I think, do we have ender pearl fragments already coming over here? I know they're certainly up there. Do we have any? Yes, we do. We have a storage drawer there with ender pearl fragments in. I think that's what they are. Yeah. So that's not a big problem either. Now, the input for this, I believe, is channel 15. So if we come over here and have a look at our input card, we'll see it's channel 15. So we need to extract from that storage drawer there into channel 15. And then that will simply move all the items from these. We don't necessarily want those to go though, so I think we'll filter it. And we'll simply replace that pipe, put the node at the back. Is that at the back or one above? That's one above. That's better. Oh, there's a pipe upgrade in there as well. Right, so we don't want that. So let's just take one of each of these 3 and then we can just shift click those into that. Put them back in there. So we'll use one of these ones and just rejig it. So this wants to be channel 15. This wants to be extract, and we need that filter in to only extract those. And then if we pop that in that side, it should see that that is an extract. Yep. And now we just need to link this up with the network, and there should be a node fairly close by. Yeah. And then they should now empty. Oh, we can set that higher. So it's already set to 8. Interesting. I thought it seemed to be going out one at a time. Oh, no, they're not. No, 8 at a time. That's fine. So they now will go into those storage drawers over there. So off, I will just basically quickly remove this pipe. We don't need it anymore. And it goes a long way under the base, all the way over to the storage drawers that are right over there. So that's quite a long way around. Right, just here we've got what's this? Right, that is connected to it. So that's an extract from that chest into that storage drawer. Oh yeah, that's for the flint and stone. So we don't need to remove any more of that pipe. That's connected to... Oh yeah, that's not that pipe that went. It did go all the way over there, but I removed half of it, so... Right, that actually means that these here should no longer be getting any items. Because this storage drawer here should no longer be getting the gold and silver from over there. They should be going into there now. So we can remove that and this pipe as well. And not only that, but we can remove all this lot. We no longer need it. Oh, we've got 3 upgrades. That's nice. Right, and that's all that removed. And lastly, over here, I just need to put in the pieces that are in my inventory into these drawers. There they go. Gone. Like I said, this will take a while to catch up. Hopefully it will keep up. Oh, graphite should be done now. Probably going to need a lot more graphite, so I shall just grab some more coal, which I don't need to run over there for anymore because it's just here. All we need to do is put coal in here, and that is not picking up the contents of that compacting drawer. Now, is that because it comes up as charcoal? No. Why is that not picking up the others? Are we not getting all the storage drawers? We're not. So we seem to have the copper one, and that's it. Oh, I know what I've done. I know what I've done. What's happened is when I've connected it to this storage drawer here, it's actually connected to that drawer. So I just need to disconnect it. Oh, so a link cable will connect to the drawer controller. But for some reason mine doesn't, and I think the reason it doesn't is because it can only connect to one inventory and not 2. Yes. So if I place that back down, it'll connect to that one, and you can't disconnect these. So the short answer is to remove the copper drawer, replace the link cable, and then replace the drawer. Or let's just try removing this. Yeah. So grab that link cable, Now I'm stuck. Then replace the link cable, and now replace the drawer. Can I pick the drawer up? Oh, it's on the back. And now it should be connected to the drawer controller still. So now we should see everything. There we go. Right. So panic over. So just to recap, the link cable will only connect to one storage, and it connected to that storage drawer, not the storage drawer controller. So simply remove the second storage, have it connect to the first one, then place the second one back because it doesn't connect to more than one anyway. And then that now works, and that is the complete contents of the storage drawers. Right, what was actually after was another 3 stacks of coal. And then we're going to create the remote, because I said I was going to create that for easy access. So the remote, this crafting remote here, requires another storage request table and this storage remote, which needs another one of these. Right, just as a matter of choice, where does it put items? So if I put these in here, does that put them in here? Or did it put them in here? It certainly hasn't put them over there. Oh right, they've gone in this chest first. So there should be a priority setting on these link cables. I can get to it from above. Okay. Right, I think you have to bind this, don't you? Yeah, it's not connected. Bind it to a main network node first. So this node here, just right click. Or is it shift and right click? There we go, shift and right click, and it's now connected. So anywhere within our base, we should be able to now get our drawers. And we'll just change this to a mount. We'll do biggest first. Right, that's great. There is a priority system on this, but I can't quite remember how you change it. So if I figure that out, I'll let you know. Right, so that's now redundant up there. There's nothing actually above. Let's have a quick look at our system here. Right now, that's all empty, apart from that one. So this is definitely not fast enough. So I think what we'll do is let's just look back at the upgrades and the difference between. So that's 1,280 per item. If we did 8, that would be still quite a lot. Don't think we can generate that. So let's try a couple of upgrades. And I was going to try 2 because they stack in these machines here. So if I put 1 in, that is 2 items processed. But if I put in 2, that's now 4 items processed. That's still going to use 4,800 RF every time it crafts. So I'm not sure our little engines here are going to be able to cope with that. But it should speed this process up. Yeah, I think we might be able to cope with another one. So let's try 3. That's now 8 at a time. Of course, there is an alternative, in that is we give it a helping hand to empty these out, which we could quite easily do. I'll keep the food on me and that remote. If we start with the tin pieces here, Now I empty that out into my inventory, and then I think K should work on these. Yeah, it does. So I just press the letter K, hovering over a stack. That's the tin. I'll just work our way along. And we've got one left over, so I'll put that back. That's empty, that's empty, that's empty, that's empty, that's empty. Just these two. So let's go with lead, seeing as that's got the least in. And then we'll just fill it with gold. Put a stack back, so that will let us do the K. And then all we need to do is throw them all in this chest. They will get sent into there. How much room was left? 8 spaces. I think there might be more than 8 stacks. Oh, no, definitely not. No, definitely not. Alright, just to double check. Yep, they're all empty. Put those 3 stacks in there, and then the 2 gold in there, and then that is literally caught up. As you can see, you've got an empty space in there, so that was a quick way of sorting that out. Of course, these have still got to cook them all. Oh, right, now then, these 2 here can be adjusted. Because this one was doing the ones from upstairs. So the insert is, yeah, that needs to be channel, whatever channel the other ones are on. So it's the blue one, which is channel 11. Right, so that's caught us up, so this is no longer an issue. Oh, by the way, this is a question that comes up on Discord a few times, and that's about crafting using this master infusion crystal and the fact that it gets ejected. And the secret behind it not getting ejected is to use X with the C. And as you can see by the tooltip there, it says result of crafting operation will go to the output buffer, but remaining items like buckets will stay in the input. So by using the Alt-C there, this infusion crystal, i.e. the master one, it doesn't have to be the master one, any infusion crystal there will actually work. It actually stays in the table even though the tertium essence gets exported. So that's using Alt-C. We do have 5.5k rubber in here, so we don't really need this system anymore because it makes this rubber. I did notice that the other day. If you go on uses for that, look, it makes the cured rubber and it makes plastic. I don't know if it has any other use as plain like this. So it makes the blocks. And then, yeah, that doesn't have a use. Apart from being a fancy block, of course, it could use for decoration if you so wished. So the only thing you can do with normal rubber is cure it anyway. So we really don't need all this anymore. This rubber here is if we ever going to need it, that is more than enough. Now, I believe all these, yeah, all those are getting auto-crafted. And so those 2, and there's the dirt one that he added. See how we're doing on our Insanium, 59, so we've almost got a full stack. So that shows you how much I've been AFKing on this setup. And I bet you we're not far off stacks in here as well. Not quite a stack yet. Right, so quest book time. Let's connect these. So we'll leave that chapter, there's no need to do the rest of it. We're going to go down to reactors. So graphite bar. Now there's a basic reactor casing and there's a reinforced one. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to bypass these and go straight into the reinforced one unless we can't make this. But let's just have a look. So our basic reactor is graphite, iron. We're going to need a lot more Enderium and steel. So we need a lot. And that's just the casing, is it? Wow. Okay. That's not that. So the basic casing is graphite iron, who still has the steel casing in the middle. And the reinforced one has refined obsidian, and it still has the casing in the middle. Can you convert the normal ones? No, you can't convert the basic into the reinforced. According to that. So I'm going to create a lot more steel. Probably a good idea to make steel essence. I didn't realise we were going to need so much. And in fact, they'll probably be better creating Enderium like that if we can. Yes, we can. So Enderium seeds, yeah. Do we have 4 Enderium? Why wouldn't we be one less? Can you do refined obsidian? You can. So we can do refined obsidian seeds as well. And do we have 4 of that? We do. And then 4 steel. Do we have steel in here? Can't see any there. And we're going to need 3 seeds. 3 seeds. To which we're going to need... Oh, we can do graphite as well, couldn't we? Mind you, we do have a lot of coal. Not sure that we need to do graphite. Back into yellow. Oh no, actually, that depends on whether we've got enough room. The recipes. Oh, we've only got 2. We needed 3. So I'm going to need another crafter as well. But for the time being, let's just see what this insert is. It is channel 4. Right, okay. So we can do 2 of them at least anyway. So we can do 2 on channel 4. And we need to lock the drawers in first. So that's steel, that's refined obsidian. That's Enderium, so we'll do the Enderium one. So up, we want these need to be extracting to channel 4. And then of course we need to do the old linking. I'll just link them over there. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? No, that's that set up. Right, so there's the steel, and there should be Enderium as well. So highlight, and then we just add the recipe in. So it needs to go to the external one, and then click, add the recipe in. So that's then set. So we should now get steel and Enderium in these two drawers here, which are the only empty two that are on this system. Can I just put that in there and it go? Yeah, so there's one. Lock that in. So when we get enough steel, it should appear in that one there. Right, so there's the steel, and that goes into that one there. So we need some more storage drawers that I need to make another crafter. I do have some more storage drawers in here. Yeah, there's 7 there. So we can add on to this top row just here. I'll just add 3 on like that. As long as we've always got at least one blank one on your network, just in case something fills, then you can see and just keep a mental note that they should be there or not. So Enderium and steel are good. Ones to include in your mystical agricultural farm, and we've got the refined obsidian as well, which is a pain in the arse to make, so that's definitely a good one to have. I just need to make another tier 3 crafter, and then I keep running back here, and I keep forgetting that I've got this remote. Don't need to run back there anymore. So what we can do with this is just carry the system on as what we did before. So power under here. Now, I'm conscious that we're using different channels for all these, and they would be better filtered rather than have all the different channels, because the more channels we use, the less we've got for our individual systems on our network. So with that in mind, the first thing we've got to do here is extract. So we need to extract into channel 15, which is that drawer controller. So that's that one. That's it. That extracts from the crafter back into there, which goes back into that over there. And then we want to insert, let's see, what channels have we got on here? So that is 4. That is 0. That's interesting. And that is 13. So the way to do this would be to, so if I say insert on the same channel as this one, which is 13, let's get our card. Let's just change them all. And then we filter it. Now we're going to be putting in this refined essence here. Oh, there. I put that in there. Pop it into there. That can only put the refined essence in here, but it could put the refined essence in here because this one's not filtered. So the easiest thing to do with that, rather than filter all the ones that are currently in there, would be to create a new filter, and instead of saying allow, go deny. So if we put this into this, we are denying refined obsidian to go in here, and everything else should come in as normal. Yeah, see there, that went up by one, then went up by another. So that's fine. All we have to do now is do an extract on this one, whichever one it is. And I've completely forgotten what channel that was on. Was it 13? Yeah. So we need to do an extract on channel 13, and that is for the refined obsidian, which is this one here. And that should empty out. Oh, it's not linked. Link it first. Would help. So we can link it to the one next to it. Now it should empty out. No, it won't empty out because this one's not linked. So link this to... I don't know, that one will do. Now we should be getting refined obsidian in. Right, okay, so click that, go uses, click the plus, play it, and then as soon as it makes the first one, that should disappear, and we should now have refined obsidian up here, which we do. So we can lock that in. So they are three good ones to have: Enderium, steel, and refined obsidian. And I think we've only got one space left now, which is just on here, this one. But we have got a couple we can take out. The dirt was a temporary one, so I could remove that one and put in a different one in there. That's uranium, we're going to need that. That's platinum. Yeah, there's a couple of these we could probably do. Well, these two maybe. Right, and that about wraps it up for this episode. It's a much shorter one than it was last time. I had a right job cutting that down that last episode. What would have been 13 or 14? I can't remember which one we're on. I think this is 15, so the last one was 14 and it was really long. So I'll cut this one off here. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We've got a couple more systems on the go. We've tidied our area up. I will expand on these 4 essences on a second platform over there, which is going to be much similar to that. So we'll just use the pipes to come straight out of the botany hoppers. Botany pots, sorry. And then we'll go into another pair of probably 4 storage drawers at the front, and then from them we can go into here. And then we'll see. I think we're going to need a way more than that. But these aren't doing bad. You see, we've now got 1700, so they've climbed quite a bit while we've been playing along. I've got a little slightly better crafting system, even though it's going to piss me off putting stuff all over the place. But it is what it is. So I'll have to look up the priority system for this, because really the priority is to send it back over there, fill them up first, and then pop into one of these. I'm sure these have priority, I just can't figure out how. Right, anyway, I'm waffling, so I'll catch you next time, and thank you for watching.